Y'all, T.I.'s worst nightmare might actually be coming true. Back in 2022, Tip went on Instagram and warned the whole world, my son gonna end up in prison if he keeps this up. Fast forward to late 2024, King Harris has been arrested, footage is circulating, and now there's real talk a judge could hand down a possible 5-year sentence. It's like watching a prediction unfold in real time. But the question is, was T.I. right all along? Or did he accidentally speak this into existence? Let's break down how King went from flexing like rap royalty to standing one bad court decision away from serious time. October 2024 is the day everything changed. King pulls his BMW out of a gas station and nearly runs into a police cruiser. The officers approach. According to the footage that leaked online, they smelled marijuana and noticed a firearm on his hip. When they ran his name, they found an active warrant from 2022. That warrant wasn't some small misunderstanding. It stemmed from a previous case involving reckless driving, a DUI, and a suspended license. The clip that leaked, posted by a few major blogs, shows officers removing the gun, cuffing King, patting him down, and loading him into a patrol car. He's calm but restrained, and the internet immediately melted down. Some people laughed, calling it his street cred moment. Others felt the weight of it. This was not just another viral clip. This was the moment the past caught up to him. That open warrant from 2022 is the real sting. It started as a traffic-related mess, stuff that could have been handled if he'd shown up to court. Instead, King skipped his court date, and that missed appointment turned a small case into an outstanding warrant. 2 years later, when officers pulled him over, that old mistake made everything much worse. It's the classic pattern: ignore the paperwork, and the paperwork bites back. But the signs that King was headed down the wrong road weren't only legal, the red flags were visible long before the arrest. Remember the Waffle House meltdown in 2022? A clip went viral of King arguing and yelling at staff, flexing and acting like he was above the situation. He was telling the staff to tell your mama Happy Mother's Day, and generally carrying on like the rules didn't apply to him. Even I had to admit he was embarrassed. Tip went on live and said he couldn't understand why King would stop and argue like that. That Waffle House moment landed in people's minds because it showed entitlement, a temper, and an impulse to escalate for no good reason. Then there was the music video drama. King and another rapper's son were on set flashing weapons. Instead of looking like a professional shoot, the set looked like an invite to trouble. That's when T.I. and Boosie stepped up in public. Not to roast them, but to lecture them. On camera, they both spelled it out. One wrong move with a weapon, one bad decision, and you'll be looking at prison. I could point to his own life and say, I know the cost. He wasn't scolding from a place of judgment alone. He was warning from experience. Still, you could see the pattern. King heard the warning, but he didn't internalize it. Then, late 2024 hit like a twist in the script. King became a father. He and his partner, who some fans call Big Nana, welcomed a son in November. King threw a baby shower, dropped a song called Dear Son, and posted lovingly about fatherhood. For a minute, it looked like the responsibility might finally be the thing to humble him. Fans were split. Some mocked the age gap and alleged motives behind the relationship, while others celebrated the idea that fatherhood could change a young man's priorities. It's a powerful image: a newborn on one hip and a future to protect with the other. But the timing was brutal. While he cradled his baby, the arrest footage was spreading across blogs and social feeds. That contrast, one hand holding a newborn, the other cuffed behind his back, is what made this feel like a crossroads. The public reaction split instantly. Some called it poetic justice. The kid had chased the image of being real and now faced real consequences. Others urged compassion, saying becoming a dad often rewires a person and that this could be the wake up call King needed. A few viewers even defended his demeanor during the arrest, noting he stayed calm and cooperative. Still, the louder narratives accused him of chasing viral moments and street cred at the cost of his future. And right on cue, the internet dug up T.I.'s 2022 Instagram Live. Tip looking straight into the camera saying, "My son, he gon' end up in prison if he keep that up." Ain't no way around it. That clip resurfaced like a prophecy. People began saying Tip had spoken it into existence. Others pushed back, saying Tip wasn't predicting fate so much as naming a pattern he'd lived and survived. Either way, watching those old words overlay current events felt heavy, like a red flag finally turning into a real alarm. The social media chorus has been messy. Some people are merciless, saying T.I. failed as a father because his son ended up in handcuffs, despite all the warnings and resources. Others defend Tip, pointing out that wealth and fame don't automatically remove bad choices. There's a third group that sees a tragic symmetry. The man who fought the system and escaped now watches his child possibly fall into it. That nuance gets lost in the noise, but it's where the real story lives. Let's not forget the human angle. I has always mixed tough love with public reflection. He's spoken about his own run-ins and how the system shapes lives. So, when he warned King, he wasn't merely playing tough dad on camera. He was sounding an alarm he'd learned to respect. Watching his son repeat similar mistakes must cut deeper than any headline can show. If King does receive a 5-year sentence, it would be more than a career setback. It would be a personal blow to their family and an interruption to fatherhood at its earliest stage. Now, think about the stakes. 5 years is not a viral clip. 5 years is time away from a newborn, time away from building a career, time that can derail momentum in the music industry where years matter. For King, whose public profile has been built around being T.I.'s son and his own bravado, a prison term could erase more than just a few shows. It could erase the chance to grow into the role he's been flirting with on social media. So, what happens next? If King takes responsibility and uses the consequences to change, prison could, ironically, become a brutal sort of school. Some people come out of that experience rebuilt and determined, but there's another harsher possibility. Time behind bars could harden someone, push them deeper into the identity they were chasing, and make reintegration harder. The internet loves redemption arcs, but real life doesn't guarantee one. Where does that leave T.I.? Publicly, he'll likely be pulled in two directions. Critics blaming him for not preventing it, fans saying he did everything he could, and the rest of us watching to see how he responds in real time. Will he lean harder into fatherhood and support? Will he double down on tough love? Or will this be one of those private battles with public consequences? Whatever he chooses, the optics and the stakes are enormous. So, what should we take from this? First, actions have consequences. Court dockets don't care about follower counts. Second, fame doesn't inoculate you from mistakes. Third, parenting in the public eye is a complicated, often brutal reality. T.I. I warned his son because he saw the pattern. King lived the pattern. Now everyone waits to see which way the lesson lands. Here's the real question I want you to think about. If you were T.I., would you feel like you failed? Or do you accept that adult children must make their own choices? Is this on Tip, or is King fully responsible for the path he chose? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.